BMW was really one of the first car makers, luxury car makers certainly, to come out with electric products, and now it seems to be the theme of this year's show. How important is it to the brand?
I think it's extremely important to continue the story of being a pioneer in the automotive industry. As you mentioned rightfully, we started with electric cars with our i3, i8, and now we are continuing this path, and we presented today 4 new plug-in hybrids here at the show, because we want to give also the customer an offer between combustion engine plug-in hybrids and fully BEV, so that the consumer makes the final decisions on what's best suited for them individually. So it's an exciting time to live in the automotive industry.
It's also exciting, all the partnerships that we're seeing. You recently partnered up with Daimler to work in car sharing, car hailing, and now in autonomous driving as well. Is this the way forward, do you think, for car makers?
I think at least it shows, of what kind of transformation process we are living through. And I think cooperating in big topics like how does mobility, urban mobility look in the future, and how does autonomous driving look in the future, I think to bring 2 big giants like Daimler and us together here and working in the same direction shows, how important these topics are and how complex we are. So I think we all have to learn to cooperate, to work together on these things, and I'm quite happy that we made this first move.
You also made one of the first moves in local production. I'm old enough to remember when the 3 Series first came to the US. That still you still can't be happy with what's going on in trade right now. How do you expect the US-China, US-Europe trade issues to work themselves out?
Yeah, I mean, we still think that open borders is the best thing for the economy worldwide, and therefore also for the general growth of economies. I think we have proven it over the last years that that's the basis for everything we see. The prosperous world became because we had open borders. So, as you said, we in general try to follow the market. So we produce where the markets are, but of course we rely heavily also on open borders. So we are not quite happy of what we are seeing, obviously, and we hope that we get an agreement on both sides.
What can you do to help forge an agreement? I know that you have long been in talks with the White House in Washington. Have you also gone to Cecilia Malmstrom in Brussels to ask her to get rid of tariffs completely?
Yeah, I think it's obvious that in our interest, we talk to all the stakeholders involved and explain them the benefits from our point of view. And I think we are listening quite a lot, and now it's up to them to come up with a deal where we can live with it and continue to grow.
One of Donald Trump's biggest concerns, or at least one that he voices often, is the 10% tariff the EU slaps on US imports. Do you even need that? I mean, does it help you to hold back US competition?
No, I think we could come here to an agreement where it's leveled out or taking away completely, and it would be fine for both sides. That's my assumption.
Let's talk about the products a little bit more now. What do you expect for the future? I mean, as we look at car sharing and autonomous driving, are we going to see the same kind of, because I think of BMW as the ultimate driver's car, right? Is that going to be even helpful in the future?
I think so. I mean, when we showed our first autonomous car, we still had a steering wheel in it, because on purpose, because we said we still believe that the driver should have the ultimate decision of he or she wants to be driven or drive himself. So that's why I think at least for the time being, the next 10, 15 years, you still will see a steering wheel in every BMW which will come out of our production line.
And what about internal combustion engines? When you look out that far, and I know that's a long way to predict, but do you still see diesel and gasoline engines?
I still think that for the main mobility around the world, you will see gasoline and diesel engines for a long time, because we probably will need it to have the right mix in the markets. And let's face it, on the diesel engines, are one of the best combustion engines you can offer when it comes to climate impact.